I was so lucky to be able to work 13 seasons with Graham Wardle, and I think it's funny. You don't get to choose your love interests on shows. At least, definitely not on Heartland. We met for the first time on the pilot, and to be able to go through over a decade playing in a relationship with someone is unheard of. And I think for me, I was very, very lucky that Graham was cast as Ty, because we had instant chemistry and instant connection. And a lot of fans would often say, are you and Graham really dating? Are you guys actually a couple? And I think that that's a compliment to the both of us, because we were able to work so closely together for so long, and we had a lot of fun with one another. And I think that's the key to success, is when you enjoy being around someone and you have that friendship above all, above our acting and working relationship, that we were able to play. And it was never awkward with us. There was never moments where like, okay, we've got a kiss, or it felt natural. And I think that's where that comfort level and respect level came in, that we were both such good friends and are such good friends, that we were able to create that relationship of Amy and Ty and make it so believable and make it so real. And I think that over the years, as the viewers followed us in that journey, they were able to connect with those characters and really value that relationship. So I think it was a really important relationship in TV history. And I was really sad to see it go. It was one of those moments when Graham called me and he said, I'm not going to be coming back next year. And I said to him on the phone, I said, I feel like you're breaking up with me, because we had so much fun creating that role. And not only the role of Amy and Ty, but then Amy and Ty as parents. And I thought, that's something that's really going to be missed. But then part of me started to think, maybe this could be a great journey for the viewers, because the viewers are obviously going to miss Ty. They're going to miss that relationship. But here's a story that we can tell, because there's lots of people who lose loved ones. And here's a journey that the audience can go on with these two characters and see Amy as a single mom, and see her have to explain to her daughter that her father's not coming home. These are heartbreaking stories, but they happen. And I think that as an actor, that's something that we have to dive deep into our souls to make real and to create truth in those characters, and show that relationship and show how heartbreaking it is. And as an actor, it was a very challenging season for me. But I looked back to those memories with Graham and with Amy and Ty, and I was able to bring a lot of those into my character this year and be able to see that truth of mourning. Working with anyone for over a decade, there's going to be so many memories and moments that always pop into your mind. But one specific moment that really kind of endeared me to Graham Wardle was the very first season, when we were filming a dirt bike scene where he had to be all angry and moody, and Ty roared off on his dirt bike, and I'm standing there with Spartan all sad and depressed. And we were both very young and new to the industry too. And it was one of those moments when you're in character and you're upset, and all of a sudden Graham takes off on the motorcycle, but he pops a clutch, it does a wheelie, he falls off the back, he rips his pants from his foot all the way up to his crotch, and I'm standing there on camera, and you can't help but burst out laughing. And I think that just set the tone for our relationship over the years. He was always just this goofy guy, and we would be having these dramatic scenes, and we would both be in character, and then all of a sudden something would happen, and the two of us would just burst out laughing. And I think you need that on set, because a lot of times it can be just a very somber place when you're in the middle of a dramatic scene and there's a lot going on. Emotionally, it can be hard sometimes to just stay in that and keep your sanity at the same time. And I think working with someone who has a sense of humor and is able to, laugh at themselves in the situation it's so needed in this industry. And so there was many moments when Graham and I were able to laugh at each other and ourselves, but I think that one set the tone for kind of our ongoing relationship on screen. Every season of Heartland presents its characters with challenges, because that's real life, and it's it's interesting to watch. A show wouldn't be very interesting if nobody had anything to overcome or to face or to be challenged by. And of course, this season is unlike any other for Amy. And we did see her cope with the death of her mother in season 1. And of course, that was a very emotional journey. And she had Ty there as her support and to talk to him and to explain things that were going on. And this year, when she lost Ty, was who does she go to? And I was just speaking with Michelle yesterday, and we were talking about how this season, Amy's been more connected to the family than ever before. And I believe that's because in previous years, it was always Amy and Ty on their own journey, and the Heartland family on the same path, but in a different way. And this year, now that Ty's absent, we have Amy in these beautiful scenes with Grandpa Jack and with Lou and the Heartland family. And it really shows how, in times of great loss, a family is brought together. The audience has never met an Amy without Ty. Ty was introduced, the very first episode is when we see Amy and Ty first meet. And I think that has really what endeared Heartland fans to that couple. Because over the years, they've followed that relationship from the day they met to getting engaged, to getting married, to having a child together. And the Heartland viewers have been there every step of the way. So what is Heartland without Ty? And that was a big question that all of us had. And we thought, okay, so if Graham's not coming back, what does that look like? And I think in the real world, we never get to decide when people leave us. That's an unfortunate truth, is that sometimes they're taken too soon. But we don't decide to just stop everything because that happened. It's a very unfortunate thing, and as with the characters on Heartland, losing Ty is a horrible loss. But does that mean it's the end? Of course not. I think it's the beginning of something new. And it's the beginning of showing these characters and their strength and the way that they deal with this situation and how not only do they move on, but they move forward. And I think that's the important message here. It's Ty's not forgotten. There's no way that these characters are just going to move on and forget about Ty. But the journey of how they can start to move forward and put their lives back together. And for Amy, that's mostly focused on her daughter. Because, of course, she has to be strong for her family and her horses and everything else that she has in her life. But most importantly, it's Lindy. And I think that's the journey that is most interesting to me. And seeing how Amy needs to put on that brave face for her daughter. I think that that's going to be a journey well worth watching.